Alright, so this is video blog 5, and so, what this is about is how I'm feeling about my research group, and then also our research focus. So, first I'll talk about the research group. I feel great about my group with all the returners. I think it's fantastic that we get to kind of work on this together and it kind of helps us transition forward, kind of being separated from everyone else kind of gets us more used to not all being together, um, which is kind of sad because we do all enjoy being together. But then it also gives us that time to really get to form kind of a bond together, knowing that we'll be going into next semester together. And I think that's really fantastic, and having that's really good. But then beyond that, just being able to work together in a research environment is a little bit different from the way we've worked together in the past. So that's really awesome too, and I've enjoyed working with them on kind of another level, working with them in a way that we're working together as a group, and not just as a group to come up with great ideas, but to really talk about a research focus, to talk about what we're passionate about together, talk about what we want people to gain from this experience, what we want to gain from the experience, and what we could gain from the knowledge that is available through this experience. And I think that's been great. So I think it's really great working in a big group too, because having that big group, there's a lot of dynamics, there's a lot of things you have to work around. But with all those things you have to work around, being able to work together with everyone else and work around that is fantastic. I've enjoyed kind of getting to know how to work with everyone, and just beginning to really do that together, where you kind of work it out that way. And I think that's fantastic. So just doing all those things together has been really cool. And so I've just enjoyed working with 6 people and having that challenge of trying to come up with different topics. So I think that's been tough, but I'm really happy with our research topic. So our research topic deals with target agent identities and how those affect dialogue, and how those are important, those sorts of things. And I really like that because that's kind of what we've been centered on this year, I guess, because our partners were chosen by target agent identities, all that. And we realize, and when I say we, I mean you, Becky, and then Lisa, Rachel, everyone who's been working with this program realized that um, it's most effective when there's target agent identities, and I know there's a lot of research behind that as well, so that's probably another reason. But knowing that, being able to work together, having that research, that's good. Good for us, and then but also just knowing the experiences that we've had really help us get into that kind of thing and talk about that together. And we have a lot of different target agent identities in our group, and I think that's part of having a big group, and that's another reason having a big group is good, is that we have those different identities, and then when we're doing the research, I mean, you might be able to say that kind of takes out some of the bias. Maybe if we were all agent identities, we might be looking to get something a little bit different out of it than if we're all target identities. So if it was all just target identities for one thing, then talking about it would be a little difficult. But I think a lot of people will have they'll have a target and agent identity. So I think that's great. To have both of those, and then going into this experience, that definitely helps as well. So just being able to work with each other and have all those different identities has helped, and then talking about identities is really cool. Like I said, it was a focus the past year. It's been kind of a focus for me in the dialogues as well, looking at those dynamics in the participants, and I think that's fantastic, and that's really cool to see those different identities and how those power dynamics work. So that's also been part of our research, is just kind of how those dynamics work of target agent, that there's a lot of power dynamics in that, and the power dynamics are extremely important. And I think looking at how those power dynamics work is really good. So, and then looking at that throughout the semester in my dialogues, I'll just see different people in there, and they're, um, they have different identities, and I've realized how that affects them, and how that affects how they communicate with the others in the dialogue, how that affects how much they talk, when they talk, who they talk after, who they talk before, all those sorts of things. If there's two people about to talk and one, it's all really cool, interesting stuff with power dynamics that has been really interesting from kind of an observational perspective. I wouldn't say that I researched it this semester, but definitely observing it, it's been really cool. So that's why this research project is really interesting and I think good for all of us.